You grow up. When your father gets you a chessboard instead of a ball. When you learn to cycle without side wheels. When you finish your homework by yourself. When you carry a pot of water home for the first time. When it's your third night without a proper meal. When your hands hold a sickle better than a pencil. You grow up.
It pains me that even after 65 years and odd of independence, we are left discussing basic facets that a child should not be made to work.
In July 2016, our government passed an amendment to the Child Labour Prohibition and Regulation Act of 1986. The amendment proposed three major changes. The definition of a child has been changed from one below the age of 18 to one below 14. A child below 14 will not be allowed to work in any industry except when it is a family enterprise. The list of industries that are considered harmful for an individual aged 14 to 18 have been brought down from 83 to 3.
They've also reduced the number of hazardous industries, which is also a huge problem because it's been done without any kind of logic. So if you look at the history of 1986 was the first act, each time a new industry was added, it was done with a lot of thought. There was a rationale, why is this being added, etc., etc. Now in one shot, you've just removed everything and kept some like mining and some other random kinds of things. There's absolutely no thought. So it's very clear that you just want to avoid all kinds of accountability.
और अपने पूरे देश में अगर हम लोग देखते हैं कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा जो वर्किंग बच्चे हैं वो एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर्स में ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा काम कर रहे हैं और दूसरा फैमिली इंटरप्राइजेस में उन्होंने लिखा है कि एनी बिजनेस। तो एनी बिजनेस का मतलब कुछ भी हो सकता है। मेरे ख्याल से मुझे ये भी डर है कि अगर कोई फैमिली उसके घर में अगर लिकर बेचने का बिजनेस है तो उसका फैमिली इंटरप्राइजेस हो जाएगा। तो क्या उसमें हम लोग अलाउड करेंगे बच्चों को?
Kids anyway help with their families regardless, okay? By stating it in these words, and this has happened through and through. Last 20 years I've seen in shops during the vacation the children will work. During harvest season the kids work in the field. During sowing season the kids work in the field. So that management has been on all these years. But when it is specified, it is only open to misuse. Because then it becomes, see, if it had not been, anyway it was happening and kids were balancing, right? And when there were kids working in other areas, we could go fight, saying the law gave you clause basically to fight. Now those are gone.
Our party is very clear that there should be no violation of child labour in any way. There have been sporadic raids that have been conducted by our state governments in varied fields, whether it is even in labour classes factories where children are exploited. And I think that the bill that has been passed in Parliament is testimony to the fact that there will be no exploitation in the days to come.
गवर्नमेंट हर एक अमेंडमेंट पास कर देती है उसकी तरफ से, पर उसमें लूज फोल्ड बहुत ही होते हैं। जैसे कि चाइल्ड लेबर एक्ट है, बहुत सालों से चल रहा है चाइल्ड लेबर एक्ट, फिर भी आज की तारीख में चाइल्ड लेबर मौजूद है। हर एक इंडिया के कोने कोने में हम आप सामने देख सकते हैं तो ये चाइल्ड लेबर मौजूद है। तो अमेंडमेंट पास होना एक अलग बात है और उसका इम्प्लीमेंटेशन उस तरीके से बात होना वो दोनों अलग बात है, क्योंकि उसका सीधा असर बच्चों तक पहुंचना चाहिए। अमेंडमेंट कोई भी हो उसका बेनिफिट बच्चों को मिलना चाहिए। वो आज तक बेनिफिट किसी भी एंगल से नहीं मिलता है बच्चों को।
वो अमेंड तो पड़ा है, वन शहरी में पड़ा है, गांव में नहीं पड़ा है। कहूँ गांव में काम कर रहे हैं, कौन गांव में देखते हैं, कौन आएगा? ये डूंगर में काम कर रहे, कौन आएगा डूंगर में? कौन किसको बुलाएंगे कि फ़ोन करके ये बच्चा काम कर रहा है, मजदूरी कर रहा है, कौन बुलाएंगे?
In the villages of northern Gujarat, one may not find towering skyscrapers, the ease of technology, and the hustle and bustle of a city. What one will find is a dream, which is nothing but a white lie.
BT cotton is a seasonal work lasting from about June to September and or July to October as per the rains, and that is the time when the school actually opens all over the country, and they miss out on these 3-4 months. Once they come back, they may want to go, they may not want to go, and then if they come for BT cotton work couple of years, automatically the child gets drawn out of school.
हमारे एजुकेशन सिस्टम्स में हम बच्चों को सस्टेन नहीं कर पा रहे हैं। उसका कारण है, एक तो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट कारण है कि क्वालिटी ऑफ एजुकेशन नहीं है। उसके कारण बच्चा स्कूल में जा रहा है, उसको कुछ नहीं आ रहा है और उसके कारण वो स्कूल के बाहर ड्रॉप हो रहे हैं।
राइट टू एजुकेशन के बारे में बहुत कानून में है, जो वो फॉलो होता है तो कंप्लीट पूरा एरिया में बच्चे पढ़ेंगे, लेकिन फॉलो ही नहीं होता। इसमें वो ये है कि एरिया एक 5 किलोमीटर के एरिया में है, एक ही स्कूल है, और इसमें स्कूल है तो ओडा कम है और टीचर पढ़ाते हैं, ज़्यादातर टीचर कम पढ़ाते हैं, बहुत कम।
The lack of a thorough education system is pushing children out of classrooms and into cotton fields. Children constitute a major part of the workforce for the BT cotton industry. They are engaged in manual labor in 3 stages of cotton production. First, the flowers are cross-pollinated by hand. Once the fruit ripens, the cotton pod opens. The cotton is then plucked and collected. The collected cotton is sent to the mills for ginning. During this process, the children work around heavy machinery and often injure themselves or even lose their hands. A father holds a child's hand while teaching him how to cross the road. A teacher guides a child's hand across the page as he struggles with a pencil. A mother grabs a child's hand to stop him from going astray. But does the child know whose hand to hold on to?
There is a theory of nimble fingers while we talk of the child labor. BT cotton stands for Bacillus thuringiensis. It's the name of bacteria which biotechnologically modifies the cotton seeds. And while cross pollination, these nimble fingers are very useful and they do not damage the finished product. That is the seeds which produce the better crop of cotton.
कपास में क्या करते हो, काटते हो ना, फिर
बेकावन टूटी आवे,
हाँ
टूटी दी પછી નર લગાવવાના,
नर लगाते
પાવડર
पाउडर
એક આ પાવડર આથી કે ટૂટી આવે એનામાંથી પાવડર લગાવે ના કેરી બને।
જે છોડ હોય છે, જે ક્રોપ્સ કોટનના, એમાં કંઈ ફૂલમાં નુકસાન ના જાય, આરામથી ચીપર છે, એમને જેમ કેવું હોય તેમ કરી શકાય, સામે કોઈ આર્ગ્યુમેન્ટ બાળકો નહીં કરતા, એમની જરૂરિયાત બહુ ઓછી છે, આ બધું ધ્યાનમાં એ રજા નહીં માગતા, એમને એમના પર દબાણ કરી શકાય, ક્યારેક ક્યારેક એમને મારીને બી ચૂપ કરી શકાય। આ બધા કારણોને લીધે મોટે ભાગે ખેડૂત લોકો છે એ બાળકો પાસે કામ કરાવવાનું વધારે પસંદ કરે છે।
बच्चे का हालत उससे भी बदतर होता है वहीं पे काम करते, क्योंकि पूरा 4 बजे से लेकर रात को 10 बजे तक बच्चा काम करता है और उसी फार्मिंग एरिया में 3 महीने से वो बाहर नहीं जा सकता, क्योंकि वो मालिक उस खेत का मालिक है, उसके रखवाली करता है, ना उसके माँ बाप को मिल सकता है। बच्चा 3 महीना ऐसे माँ बाप से अलग अकेला, जो अपने ग्रुप के साथ है, वो बच्चा खुद से नहाता है, कपड़े धोता है, खाना पकाता है और फिर वो फार्मिंग में काम के लिए जाते हैं।
Physically, although BT cotton is not supposed to be using pesticides and fertilizers, it is being used in an ample quantity, and there is no safety when the spraying is taking place or when its use is being done. Whether the children are doing it themselves also, we don't know. But even if the adults around, the few adults around are doing the pesticides and fertilizers, the children are touching the plants day in and day out. and then using the same hands to cook or eat. So we've had cases of deaths which were very, very mysterious. They had this severe pain in the stomach and next day morning they vomited and then that's it. They just died.
What is the punishment for murdering someone twice? Once, by putting the little ones where they don't belong. And second, by subjecting them to activities that gradually prove fatal. Children are brought in from Rajasthan to parts of northern Gujarat like commodities. They work for hours in the scorching heat in the cotton fields and yet miss the warmth and comfort of a home. But it's all okay because they never could afford one anyway, right?
भाग में जाते हैं ना, ज़मीन ज़्यादा है इसके पास काम करने के लिए जाते हैं तो इसके बच्चे भी साथ में ले जाते हैं और क्या खाएंगे तुम, घर बैठे रहेंगे तो खाएंगे क्या, चलो मेरे साथ, ये सब प्रेशर भी है.
उम्र कितनी उम्र में एनो थोड़ा करिए के ने थोड़ा मोडेरा आवड़ा आवड़ा थाय तो भणवानुं करे એટલે મજૂરી ને કરવા જાય તો ભણવાનું રહી જાય, મજૂરી કરે તો ભણવાનું ઠોકી દેવું પડે તો અમારું પેટ પૂરું ન થાય. અમે તો એમ કરીને ગેડાથી મરી જશે તો છોકરોને હવે થાય કંઈ, નાના નાના છોકરો મેરી નાવી નાવી મજૂરી કરીને કે જવાનું, થાક લાગે તો શું કરીએ, પેટ દોસ્તી, હા પેટ દોસ્તી કરવો પડે, શું કરીએ, ન કરીએ તો શું કરીએ, નોકરીએ નહીં, ખાવાનું નહીં, બહી રહીએ તો બધું બહી જવાનું તો કહીએ ન મળે, બહી રહીએ તો બહી જ રહેવાનું કે આપણ ખૂણ હાલે.
मेरा तो मानना है कि बाल मजदूरी मतलब लोगों में गरीबी है इसलिए बाल मजदूरी नहीं है, क्योंकि ये जो बच्चे के पेरेंट्स समाज के लिए भी मैं कहना चाहूँगा, बहुत सारा लोग आर्गुमेंट ये कर रहे हैं कि गरीब है इसलिए हम काम पे भेजते हैं या तो काम पे जाते हैं, किसी को भी पूछेंगे, लेकिन मेरा मानना है कि बच्चे लोग मजदूरी करते हैं इसलिए हमारा समाज गरीब है.
Some things may seem small and simple from a distance, but as one moves closer, they seemingly turn into big things and may be a part of something even bigger. But are all illusions worth finding an answer to?
It's all, I think, linked to a larger macroeconomic kind of a perspective, which basically where we see this linking with two things primarily. One, India as a country is saying we are not able to, deal with the young people, and we are not really going to be able to have any solution to the issue of child labor. Two, the fact they have to keep the economy running, right? And we have all these grandiose plans, Make in India, Skill India, this and that, but there's really no actual solutions on how to make that happen. So by having children, by legitimizing children's work, basically legalizing children's work, which is all mostly going to now be underground work, you are finding ways to make it possible to meet all those grandiose targets you have set by using children to make that happen. We want to get poised as the bottom of the pyramid for the textile industry. It used to be the southeast, and we really want to do that, and the young people of our country are going to drive that. So that, I think, is a bigger problem, which is the real macroeconomic issue behind the whole Child Labour Act. So we cannot see it as just a children's act. It's really linked to something larger.
Child labour is very useful for the economy. Whether we like it or not, that's a fact. Because you have kids, they're not on roll. So the employer doesn't pay taxes. So everything that the employer has is black money. I mean, to put it simplistically again, to stretch the truth. But they don't have bank accounts. They don't have, the kids don't have Aadhaar cards. They're literally invisible. And they continue to be that.
When was the last time you saw a child working? When was the last time you did something about it? Imagine walking in a world where no one calls you by your name. Imagine walking in a world where they all treat you the same. Imagine being quiet with so much more to tell. Imagine being invisible and wanting to ask for help.
What do we do now? What is the way to go ahead? Or are we just accepting that this is the way children, above 14 are going to be, and this is the story that we have made for them?